The ribbon here it's bending away from the light source, so as it's bending away it becomes darker. So this should all be a little bit darker. And I'm just slowly building the colors. The perylene brown, now over here I think I need to do a little more erasing, because here the ribbon is bending towards the light, so I think this should be lighter here. I'm learning so much, really. So it doesn't feel like I made a mistake, it just feels like an adventure. And again, this is Pale Geranium Lake. And right now I am so thankful that I used the Strathmore Series 500 Bristol vellum paper, because it is so sturdy, it's strong, it can handle messing up like this. First I thought I should use a thinner paper, but right now I'm glad I didn't. This is the permanent red from Luminance. I hope you're still enjoying this color along, because it's taking time. And I was wondering, when you watch these videos, do you have a little bit of music on in the background, or are you just watching this video? I have no music in the background. Sometimes I would like to, but then I get into trouble with royalties, because when I play music in the background, then for sure YouTube will pick up on it, and parties will claim royalties. There's a little bit of a graphite pencil here on the paper. That's fine with me. Well, here is the other darker red that I used, middle cadmium red. And here is the crimson aubergine. Well, yeah, not bad at all, I think. Let's take a look at the bell. I'm going to add a touch of yellow, bismuth yellow. It's slightly darker yellow. I'm just adding a touch of this yellow. And here I have a lighter tone, Naples ochre. Let's see what happens if I use that. And I think what I'm doing right now, you would call that burnishing, I think. So I'm using a lighter tone to blend all the layers together as far as that is possible with colored pencil. and the paper that I'm using has a lot of tooth, so it's important to eventually have enough pigment on the paper that the drawing looks saturated. Unless you wanted your drawing to have a sketchy look, that can be great, beautiful too. But in this case I want it to look saturated, full of color, so to speak. So I'm just adding layer after layer. Yes, we're getting there. I don't know how long it will take, but here I have chromium green opaque, and I'm going to add this chromium green opaque here. And of course it happened again. I forgot the exact colors that I used. Now, thank goodness, I found a system. Well, it's not a system, it's so easy. All my pencils are in the case, or in the case of the Polychromos pencils, they are in the Derwent carry-all bag, and they are all in it like this, tip of the pencil up. So when I use a pencil for a project, I put it back in upside down. So I immediately see, oh, that pencil is upside down, so I used it somewhere in this project. So far, the system. Today is December 21st, the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. And we are having a storm over here in the Netherlands, rain and wind. Dark sap green. I think this was the pencil that I used. My system is not perfect, but well, I'm trying to make to ban perfection from my life. I try to live after the motto, perfection is a lie. Perfectionism is a lie. Don't chase it. And the interesting thing is that coloring, painting, drawing, being creative is a great way to practicing this thought. Perfectionism is a lie. Don't chase it. I believe I had grass green also. Oh, making a bit of a noise. Here I have earth green yellowish. Yeah, that perfectionism, that is a very interesting thing. Many people are affected by the idea that perfection is what you need to chase. But it, in my opinion, perfection doesn't exist. And I am truly a perfectionist. I'm trying to get rid of it. Moss green, Luminance. What I try to focus on, instead of being focused on a perfect end result, I try to focus on the feeling of that pencil hitting the paper, and then that beautiful feeling when the pigment comes out. And that is really that's the way to go. And that's what all those philosophers are telling you, psychologists too. The mindfulness movement is saying it too. Focus on that one activity that you are doing right now, and you will be happy. Sounds so easy. And in the moments that I do that, focus on that one pencil stroke, I must say the world is perfect. I feel great. I love it. Feel happy. And then the great masters of meditation, they will invite you to take that idea of enjoying the pencil stroke take that idea and place it in the rest of your life. But I find that quite challenging. Here, did I use pine green anywhere? Not here, right? Let's test it. I don't think this is the right. No. No. Here, dark sap green. I think this is the right one. I gave it a fresh, sharp point. Yeah, these masters of meditation will invite you to enjoy everything that you are doing. I find that quite challenging. But maybe that is a nice thing for 2019. Enjoy every pencil stroke in life. I will just imagine that everything I do is a pencil stroke. I need to do some ironing after I finish this, so that's nice to use as a practice. Maybe I told you this already in another video, but I once read here I have grass green, a story about, I believe it was a guru from Indonesia, you know, some sort of spiritual leader. Earth green yellowish, and he said that meditation stuff from India, it's rubbish, you don't need it. Just put a smile on your face and make that smile so big that even your liver starts smiling. Yeah, that even your liver bursts into laughter. You do that the whole day long and you'll be happy. Well, that's easy. We can do that, right? The dark sap green again. Yeah, I like that idea. Let your liver burst into laughter. And this pencil feels great on this paper, I must say. And the interesting thing is, today I have a different stroke in my hand. That sounds strange, I think. But I am coloring this area a lot different from what I did here a couple of days ago. That's okay. I'm exploring. And I love that. Doesn't have to look the same everywhere. And when I start to feel like it's not good enough, the perfectionism hits. I remember what I saw in a museum in the Netherlands. Here I'm switching the the grass green to spring green from Luminance because I need a little more coverage, I think, a little more softness. Anyway, I saw in a museum a couple of paintings by Van Gogh, and I think I've spoken about it in other videos. And something struck me. First of all, what struck me was I don't like them. It's not my taste. I can't tell whether the paintings are good or bad. I don't know. I just don't like them. They are worth many, many millions, so I suppose they are good, moss green. And still, I don't like them. So that's interesting. And then I read something that they say Vincent van Gogh wrote to his brother Theo. The story goes that he wrote that he tried to do in every new painting, try something new and try something that he wasn't able to do yet. So he used every painting to learn something new. I think that's a wonderful idea. Here I have dark red. I'm going to add a touch of shadow here. I need my glasses. That idea that in every painting you try something you haven't done before. Risking that you might ruin that painting. And then knowing what we know now, that Van Gogh turned out to be one of the most influential and for sure how do you say that in English? Unique painter with a unique style in the world. By allowing yourself to just try new things. Wonderful. Here's my black pencil. This is my black Polychromos pencil. But I feel that as layers are building up, the Polychromos pencils are slightly starting to have some trouble. So I think in the end I will have to switch to the Luminance black pencil or Prismacolor. Okay, I will leave the leaves for now. And here is the Derwent eraser because I want to make a highlight. Well, that goes very easy. Okay, let's take a look at the bells. I just went looking for the watercolor along that I did last year with the two bells because I felt I needed to take a look at them to see how I did it back then. And I can tell you, these bells look better than the ones from last year. So that's really nice. I've learned something. Now, of course, colored pencil is a different medium, but I don't think it's the medium. It's just the way that I worked the colors that made the difference, I think. Something's happening here. I think it was some sort of wax bloom. Sometimes that happens when you use wax-based pencils, and the Luminance pencils, they are wax-based. Sometimes a waxy surface comes up. But I found a remedy for that. I don't have it yet, but I'm certainly going to buy it. I have a great book. I bought it a couple of months ago. A book made by Anne Swan. She is a colored pencil artist and she does botanical art, so lots of plants and flowers. And she made a book in which she tells exactly how she makes her drawings. And she had some great advice, and when it comes to wax bloom, she said if you spray your drawing with a fixative, the wax bloom will not occur. Let's go back to the raw umber. I do have a fixative, but that's one especially for soft pastels, so I'm not going to try that on colored pencil drawing, but she wrote in the book which fixative that she uses, so I'm going to buy that. And she also uses that to protect the drawings a little bit from smudging after you finish it, your work. So, and I was just wondering, how do I protect my colored pencil drawings? Also in the coloring books, because I can see they are deteriorating, so I need to do something. And I think maybe a fixative and a sheet of acid-free paper will do the trick. When it comes to the highlights on the clapper, thank you for mentioning. Somebody wrote it down in a comment. Thank you. When it comes to those highlights, I'm just improvising. I don't know what it really should look like. According to my storing system, I should use this one, Nougat, but I can't remember this color, so I think there was another color that I used. But well, just going to add a touch of shadow here. I'm going to switch to Luminance. Yeah, that would be better. How about this one? Sepia. I am slowly moving towards the finish line, and I've learned the hard way that I must stop coloring before it's really finished. There's always something you can do more to make it look better, but at some point you will start doing too much or you are going to do things that you are not capable of yet. And in my case, that is the great danger. Doing things although I want to learn new things, and I'm learning a lot, in the finishing moment I try to not do things that I'm not capable of yet. Like over here, there's something not right here about the shadows and the highlights, and over here as well. I leave it like this because I need more experience with shiny surfaces to see how this works here. So until then, until I have that knowledge, that experience, I will leave it alone. Here is my black Luminance pencil. And let's see if it is precise enough. And I think it is. I'm just trying to create a little more shape here because it is quite sketchy. That is okay, but I also want a little more contrast. So I'll try to put in a touch of contrast here and there. Not too much, don't want to ruin the drawing. Now, the way I color leaves and flowers is completely different from what the botanical artists do. They do really beautiful work. And the book that I am reading right now and learning from is great inspiration. The botanical art has a very long history. And it is a scientific way of drawing and painting. So it needs to be very accurate and very precise. And artists take many, many weeks to make the paintings. We have in the Netherlands, of course, we have botanical artists as well. And in an interview, one of them, she said that sometimes she's just working on a painting, and then after weeks she decides to start over again. She throws it away, starts over again. So it can take many weeks before a painting is finished. It needs to be botanically accurate, scientifically accurate. That's not what I am after. I've been researching, doing a botanical art course because I do love it, but I don't think I'm precise enough. I like the freedom that I have right now to make things a little sketchy and but I really admire their way of painting. And a little bit of dark red here. Now, I think I want to add a touch of this dark sap green here on those holly leaves. Maybe a little bit over here. To create a little more contrast with these needle things. I didn't look up the word. Sometimes it's very annoying that when I watch documentaries, for example, about trees, or where a tree is being spoken of, and then about these leaves, and then they tell what they use the name for this, of course, and I immediately know what they mean. And now I want to use that word, and now that word is not stored in my memory. Well, whatever. I think that will stay, that won't get better. Unless I move to an English-speaking country, I think, but that's not what I intend. I do intend a vacation to the west coast of the United States, especially Oregon. Yeah, the west coast, California, Oregon, Washington. Now, we visited Washington before, and we were being chased by a terrible storm. But I would love to see all those volcanoes that are there, and the beautiful forests and the rest of the mountains. Who knows, maybe we will get there. I don't think it will be this year, of next year. No, I don't think so. My husband is thinking about Norway as a vacation. Well, that would be beautiful too. But we have quite a long wish list, so let's see what next year will bring. The leaves do not all look the same. Some look a little more sketchier than the others, but it doesn't bother me, so... And this is art, so in art everything is allowed. And I have the feeling that I'm almost about to finish this drawing. And in previous projects I would then finish with putting my name somewhere. But I won't do that right now because I want to take pictures and maybe turn this into a Christmas card for next year. Why not? But I'm not sure yet whether I would like to have my signature on the Christmas card or wherever, whatever I want to do with the picture. So this was a little bit too much, I think, but moss green, let's see if we can balance things a little bit more. Earth green, yellowish. I will tone the nerves down a little bit. The veins. We say nerves. Nerven. But I believe in English you say veins. Vaten in Dutch. Here I have primrose. No, Naples ochre this is. Just a touch of Naples ochre. Well, is it finished? I'm not completely sure, so I will leave it. I will come back to it tomorrow and I will decide. Yeah.